Come on in, everybody. Welcome to this week's episode of FKC Fantasy Hour. We're back, and we are a week closer to week number 1 of the National Football League. We are down a man this week, but we are still here to talk about all things fantasy football. You have the other 2/3 of Fat Kid Certified. I am Mike Bernier. I am your host. I am joined by Ryan this week. No Craig. He is on assignment. Going to offensive lineman camp, I think, is what he said in the chat.
Trying to get lighter on his feet.
I don't know if that is to draft better or faster or what, but I mean we're gonna talk about some fun stuff this week.
The show feels a little bit lighter, by the way.
It does. I also don't have to worry about potentially censoring half of this show.
Facts.
So we've turned in our keepers in our 10-team keeper league. We'll discuss that. I have a mock draft up here that we're inevitably going to do with you guys, which should be a lot of fun. We're also going to talk. What else we got on the docket? I don't even remember anymore.
Just we'll get there.
We're gonna freestyle this one a little bit. We did the rankings. We did the rankings all of last week, the last couple of weeks. So we're gonna have a little bit more fun with this one. But I want to read you off. A friend of mine had me do a draft for him this evening because he is on an airplane currently.
Nice.
12 teams, the 7th overall selection. With the 7th pick, I took Tyreek Hill.
PPR standard.
PPR. I kind of want to read you off. Okay, so number 1 was Justin Jefferson. Slam dunk, pretty obvious. We've talked about that. Yep. Number 2 was Jamar Chase.
Standard.
Now, this is where this draft turned upside down. Number 3 was Travis Kelce.
Wow.
See what I'm saying?
This is why you cannot match for drafts. You know?
Yeah. Christian McCaffrey 4. Austin Eckler was the 5. Nick Chubb at 6. I took Tyreek Hill for him at 7. Devontae Adams went 8. Garrett Wilson at the 9. Saquon Barkley 10. Cooper Kupp 11. Bijan Robinson rounded out the first round. Coming back in the second round, it was CeeDee Lamb, Derrick Henry, Stephon Diggs, Mark Andrews. I took Tony P of the Dallas Cowboys. I took Tony Pollard there.
Wow, that's a great pick.
I thought it was great value. DK Metcalf, Josh Jacobs, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Joe Mixon, Jalen Waddle, and Patrick Mahomes wrapped up the second round. Third round, Najee Harris. I feel like that's a super reach, but more on that in a few. Jalen Hurts, T. Higgins, Travis Etienne, Breece Hall, Dalvin Cook. I took Chris Olave.
I like that pick.
Jahmyr Gibbs, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Ramondre Stevenson, Justin Fields wraps up round number 3. Round 4, Aaron Jones, Joe Burrow, which is who I was going to hopefully take for him here. Obviously couldn't get Joe. Deebo Samuel. Then I was going to say, okay, if it falls to me, Calvin Ridley. Calvin Ridley goes 40. 2 picks before mine. Amari Cooper, 41. And this is where I feel like I may have stolen him a big player in the draft. With the 6th pick of the 4th round, I took Devontae Smith.
Yeah, that was the name I was waiting to hear, and I was like,
I looked up and saw that he fell to me, and I was just like, okay.
How did that happen?
Yeah, I was like, thanks, guys. Rounding out that round.
12th, 13th receiver overall, somewhere around there, 15, top 15?
Yeah, top 15. Rounding out the 4th round, it was Herbert, Christian Watson, TJ Hawkinson, Keenan Allen, Damian Pierce, and DeAndre Hopkins. Then it was Kenneth Walker III, George Kittle, James Conner, Alexander Madison, which is who I was hoping to draft. Jerry Jeudy, DJ Moore. I took Rachaad White, the starting running back in Tampa Bay. I didn't love the other options that were there in Miles Sanders and David
I'm sure you probably would have went to DJ Moore too if he was available.
Correct.
So 2 of them got taken, and then you're
honestly, 4 of the guys 3 of the guys that I wanted went in this round before I got to pick. I wanted Kenneth Walker. I wanted Alexander Madison. I wanted DJ Moore. Yep. Basically, I was avoiding anybody drafting this round besides them. I don't love Kittle this year. He's been dinged up the last couple of years. You know how I feel about James Conner. We've talked about him at length. Obviously, Jerry Jeudy's gonna potentially be an asset because of the loss of every other receiver, but I think he's still dinged up. So I
I
don't.
was
I
gonna
don't
say he
love.
just got hurt and carted
I'm
off,
saying
so we don't
I don't
know the
love Jerry
severity of that
Jeudy.
injury. No.
And then 6th round, I took Deontay Johnson because I was going to draft Trevor Lawrence. He went the pick right before me.
Yeah.
So I lost out on him. Jonathan Taylor, 62nd in this draft.
I have no idea what to think of that pick.
We'll get back to that because we want to talk JT because there was some news about
Definitely.
that. So we'll get back to that. Let's wrap this up. Round 7, Mike Evans, the 79th overall pick.
Wow.
Value Town, USA.
I think that guy's got what, 8,000 yard receiving seasons in a row.
So after I took Deontay Johnson and before the pick of Mike Evans, listen to the names of people that were selected: Dallas Goedert, Anthony Richardson,
Ew.
Brendan Ayuk, George Pickens, Mike Williams, Brendan Cooks, Tyler Lockett, J.K. Dobbins, Sky Moore, Isaiah Pacheco, Pat Fryermuth, and James Cook.
Wow, Cook went late, huh?
78. He was actually him and Mike Evans were both in the queue. I was taking whichever one of them, and if both of them fell to me, then I was going to be back and forth about which one I went with, to be honest. Right after him was Cam Akers, Terry McLaurin, Michael Pittman, Christian Kirk. First defense, last pick of the 7th round was the San Francisco 49ers. Round 8, I went with A.J. Dillon because Brian Robinson Jr. got drafted the pick right before me. You know how I feel about BRJ.
I know.
Following his, it was Hollywood Brown, John Dodson, Jackson Smith and Jigba, Jordan Addison. So we had the run of rookies in the 8th round.
Yep.
In the 9th round, I took my quarterback finally, and it was because Kirk Cousins fell to me. And I was like, I have to take somebody.
Captain Kirk.
I'm taking Captain Kirk. I wanted Dak Prescott. He was ranked 102nd with the same projected points as Deshaun Watson, who was 25 positions ahead of him. But Dak went, I think, early, or no, Dak went 3 picks before me.
Yeah.
So I had him in the queue. Dak was hopefully the pick. Once Dak wasn't there, I decided that's when it was time to pull the trigger on Kirk Cousins.
You know, I'm surprised, you know, with the way you think, I'm surprised you didn't go like Jared Goff or wait a little bit longer and do something here. If there was worth something, obviously there wasn't worth anything picking.
Well, after Kirk Cousins, the end of that round was Tyler Higbee, Samaje Perine, Odell Beckham Jr., Cole Kmet, and Quentin Johnston. So
yeah,
not a real great
maybe
value.
You go Quentin Johnson if you want to try to get, you know,
sure.
a young,
I was actually more hoping that he would fall to me.
Receiver.
I was kind of hoping he'd fall to me in the next round, which he
Yeah.
didn't. I took Dalton Schultz for the tight end position. Rookie quarterback's favorite thing, the tight end. And that dude caught
safety blanket.
Yep, that guy caught the shit out of the ball in Dallas with Dak Prescott. I think they're going to rely on him early and often in Houston. I thought that was a decent pick. Notables after Deshaun Watson, Treylon Burks, Kenny Pickett, Alan Lazard, and then Juju rounded out round 10. In round 11, I went with the other quarterback on the roster, and that is Aaron Charlie Rodgers.
Okay, I mean, that might be your starter anyway.
That's kind of what I was looking at. I was like, how the fuck did he fall this far? When I have guys like Kenny Pickett getting drafted.
Well, that's if you look at where he's ranked, that's where he's ranked. It's crazy to think, but
notables that went ahead of him: Jeff Wilson Jr., Rashad Penny, Adam Thielen, Danny Dimes, Rondale Moore, and Tyler Algier. We had a Nico Collins sighting, the next pick after Aaron Rodgers. Yep. Everybody's favorite Charbonnet, Zach Charbonnet. He went at 131. Round 12, I went with the homer pick. I took Evan McPherson of the Cincinnati Bengals as the kicker. In the 13th round, I took the Browns defense. In the 14th round, I took Zay Jones.
I like it.
I like the young explosive wide receiver. And in the 15th round, I took Hunter Renfrow, thinking Jimmy Garoppolo is going to have to throw the football to somebody if Devontae Adams is in triple coverage. Darren Waller isn't there anymore. Why not have a little cool slot wide receiver to go run across the middle? Notable picks in that round. This is a fun round. A lot of people took kickers. But we had the Mr. Irrelevant pick, the last pick of the draft, Bryce Young.
Hell yeah.
Hey, look,
made it.
mine.
He went from first round to last round.
Yeah. Russell
Literally.
Wilson. Russell Wilson went at 164. Sam Laporta at 163. Ezekiel Elliott at 159. Clyde Edwards-Helaire at 158. Are we done on Clyde Edwards-Helaire?
I hope so.
I mean, I hope no ill will to Clyde Edwards-Helaire, but like his time in Kansas City is up, right?
It seemed like it last year too. I mean, he was
Pacheco,
healthy at some point.
McKinnon, it's not good, man. Pacheco and McKinnon are going to take so many carries away from that. So that's his draft. They do an interesting thing. 12 teams. They do divisions of three, 4 3-team divisions. So
okay,
I was looking at it because I was still logged into the ESPN.
Yeah.
So they take. It looks like they take 8 into the playoffs though, which is the one thing I don't love.
Wow.
I actually like the if you're doing a 12 team, doing them like divisions, so that you have like a team that wins the division gets one or the two,
and get the first round bye.
Yeah, so now with the four divisions, it's like, oh, okay, cool. So if you're taking 6 playoff teams, you're taking the 4 division winners and the 2 best teams that aren't.
Yeah,
but taking 8, I feel like it might be too much.
I mean, when do you start the playoffs in that? You got to start it probably week 13.
Hold on, let me see if I can find their league rules. League history. Nope.
Week 13 last and 14, 15, 16, 17 playoffs.
League info. Let's see here. It is the playoffs start. So there's 14 3 rounds, 8 playoff teams.
So they do go to week 14.
14 regular season matchups. So 15, 16, and 17. Yep.
So they automatically have the first round bye, and then it's the 2, 7, 3, 6 kind of.
No, it's 1-8.
Oh, so they do all the play. Oh, wow. So nobody
correct.
gets a bye. 1-8. Wow.
Yep.
You know what would be kind of cool with that? Like what we used to do in auction, where the first and second play each other, and then the winner advances to the championship.
Correct. That would be.
You know what I'm saying? That would be kind of a cool format for that if you're bringing 8 into it.
Correct. I think that would because then it's the teams that are the top teams have kind of locked themselves at least an opportunity to play for their money back.
It's hard to fade 8 teams in a playoff, you know.
I mean, you got to run good, and then run good again.
Yep.
You know,
cool format though. I mean,
yeah, absolutely. All right, so let's talk keeper league, dynasty league. We turned keepers in earlier this week. Start with yours, and then I'll give mine, and then we can go over some of the other teams around the league.
Sounds good. I think we probably might have the best keeper lineup out of all 10. I mean, I think the feedback I'm getting is pretty solid. Making some moves last year. I got Aaron Jones late, traded Javonte Williams. I think we got Hawkinson. I have Kelsey. So my keepers are Hurts is my quarterback. He's my late round keeper. ETN, Aaron Jones is my running backs. CeeDee Lamb, Stephon Diggs, Garrett Wilson as my 3 wide receiver keepers, and Travis Kelce. Not too bad. That's my starting lineup. we got every single fucking position filled.
Yeah,
that's what we call balance.
The only position we don't have filled is the tight end position. Ours, Joe Burrow's the quarterback. Our starting running backs are Christian McCaffrey and Derrick Henry. We traded for Derrick Henry in the middle of the end of last year.
Yeah, we both tried to make a late playoff push.
Yep.
I think to get us that one running back over the edge.
Yep.
Who did you trade to? It was Cooper Kupp, correct?
Yep. Cooper post injury, and I think we traded him something else. I think it was Cooper and somebody else for Derrick Henry.
And Swift and Kittle, you traded as well too, right? Or no?
We let Swift go. We traded Kittle early, or maybe even before the draft last year.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I remember you had Kittle at one point.
Yep. So we have Christian McCaffrey, Derrick Henry. Our receivers are Amon-Ra St. Brown, Chris Olave, Michael Pittman, and then we have the flex of Damian Pierce. Joe Burrow is our late round keeper. We have him, I believe, in round 9 this year, 9 or 10.
Crazy to think that I drafted him.
Yeah.
But
Then he blew his
I
knee
have to
out.
say, I mean, out of that lineup, you nailed 3 picks last year, easy. And you had, I remember you traded. So that's what I'm saying. You might have traded Kittle for picks or something because you had 3 picks in the top 30, I believe, last year.
Yeah, we traded Kittle. We traded Kittle before the draft. I think we traded him
Right.
to. Did we not keep him? Oh no, we traded him to. What the fuck did we trade him to?
I forgot. Somebody's got him. I don't know if maybe they didn't keep him this year.
I'm looking at the keeper list right now. I actually don't see his name anywhere.
But I remember you went Pierce, you went St. Brown, you went Olave, and you nailed all 3 of them last year. Like it was a really good draft for you last year.
Yeah, and it was needed too because inevitably the day that we have to move on from Christian McCaffrey and from Derrick Henry will come sooner rather than later.
Yeah. Well, originally I had Henry, and I traded him for Stephon Diggs straight up to Blake 2 years ago.
So Martin is who I traded Kittle to.
That's correct.
And but I don't think Martin kept him.
Yeah, but I was going to say I know you had gotten an extra draft pick.
We got extra draft pick from him.
And that wasn't for Blake. The Cooper Cup was straight up, right? For Henry?
We may have moved another piece to him. Okay, he did keep Kittle.
Okay. Good. Well, all right. I mean, look, I think obviously we both talked about both of our lineups. I think we were playing in the third place game until that Buffalo Cincinnati game where we had a lot of blood in that. I think we had a 30-point lead going up against you, and we had Diggs, and you had Burrow, and
I think we had something else in that game too.
Something else too. We both had a kicker, and you had.
I think we had McPherson and Burrow, and maybe another piece too.
Yeah, and we had Bass and Diggs, and obviously we just gentlemanly chopped and said, no blood here. We were leading at the time, and nobody really knew what to do at that moment.
No.
Especially in a game of that importance, and and especially for us, it was fantasy importance.
Factual.
I mean, I think we did the right thing on the chop and handled it well, but just interesting that we were in that position last year. Just going back at it, and both of our teams were probably the best teams in the league, I thought.
Yeah, I mean, I would say that we just ran unfortunate. Both of us just ran unfortunate in the semis, running to hot players at the right time. But I think if you play those two teams any other time in the regular season, I think we meet in the finals.
Absolutely.
So I just got feedback from my friend because he just landed. He goes, "Great team." I said, "The quarterback position is the only thing I'm mad at." He goes, "Me too, but that's all right." He goes, "I have so many receivers." I responded with, "That's what I do."
I know. That's
He's like, "It's going to be a matchup nightmare as long as Cousins and Rodgers give me 20 plus a week." I was like, "Wide receivers galore, baby."
That's it.
All right, let's talk about some other teams in the league because I don't know if they listen to the show, and if they do, hey guys, we'll see you on Sunday when we draft. So feel free to let us know what you think about our feedback.
CC.
Let's start with the other member of the actual show here. Let's talk about Craig. It's Herbert. It's Kenneth Walker III. It's Alexander Madison, Joe Mixon, DK Metcalf, Calvin Ridley, and Jameson Williams. No real surprise from Craig here, but Jameson Williams is out 6 games because of the whole gambling thing. Like,
I know.
I don't necessarily know that you couldn't get him in the 3rd or 4th round redraft. I don't know what other Craig other options. I don't know what Craig's other options were on his actual team to keep, but looking at Jameson Williams, I think he's the only one that I'm really questioning from Craig's side of things, just because I feel like you could have redrafted him, kept a guy that you may use the first couple weeks of the season. But that's the only one that I'm.
Yeah, I mean, it would be interesting if we could pull up what the keeper availability. I know I have it in text. I don't know if you have.
Hold on, let me
just to be able to see.
Well, I'm gonna look at the big board. I have the big board here. His other options: J.K. Dobbins, Juju Smith-Schuster.
Yeah.
Let's see. Adam Thielen, Gabe Davis, and then a kicker and a defense.
So realistically, I mean, if we're talking about he could draft them later, he could get any of those guys probably even later than that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, unless he kept J.K. Dobbins hoping to hit a home run on.
That might have been the one because his running backs are so. That's the one thing I was going to say. His age is going to catch up to those running backs that he has. So, same situation you're in.
Well, I mean, Kenneth
Jones.
Walker's young enough, and so is Alexander Madison. But Madison's really getting his first team reps, so I'm not necessarily willing to sell the farm on Alexander Madison.
And let's not forget he's been there 2-3 years now too. And the shelf life of running back. I mean, yeah, he doesn't have any miles on him, but 2 years tops, 3 years tops. Like this is the dilemma we get into in a keeper league: is what's the shelf life for a running back, and where do I value it? You know, when we're getting like Derrick Henry situation right now, I'm with the Travis Kelce situation right now. How many more years do you think we're going to get out of these players? And that's where you hope to hit home runs like yourself, where you hit an Olave, where it makes that, okay, at least I got 2 number ones and a good young, whatever running back.
And I have Damian Pierce that I can, if I have to move on from him, I have another running back I can plug in right away.
Sort of like where I was thinking with ETN and stuff too. We just got to go young, and I think a lot of people have to make that decision to go young this year, including Teddy.
Factually, Teddy. We'll get to him in a minute.
Yeah.
This is the other team that I like. I don't love Andy's keepers.
I know.
Devontae Adams, AJ Brown, Chris Godwin, Tyler Lockett, Darren Waller, John Connor, and Austin Eckler in the 11th round.
Yeah.
I feel like he was like, I have to find other guys to keep. I almost feel like he was in almost close to Teddy territory, whether that has its own name.
What were his other options?
I'm trying to look that up right now. Hold on. I gotta find where. So he actually wins the league last year. Hilarious.
Yeah, I know. I couldn't. Yeah.
Antonio Gibson, Cordero Patterson.
Yeah, what?
Derek Carr, Tyler Boyd.
Yeah.
Pat Freiermuth.
Trash. Maybe I would have kept him. But he's got Waller, so what's the point?
Correct. I don't even know why you would have another tight end on his roster.
Exactly.
I mean, he
win last year
because I ran into the fucking Derek Carr, Devontae Adams buzzsaw.
Yeah.
I mean, when they're putting up 75 points because they're giving up 104 a game, I mean.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Just listening to that team, I wouldn't think that's a championship team.
No, not on paper. Definitely not on paper.
Not after what me and you just fired off.
No, I know. I mean, we do have to remember that Chris Godwin was catching passes from Thomas Edward, Patrick Beaver, Brady, Baker Mayfield.
He wasn't Chris, Godwin of
a
couple of years ago, but he's been hurt, and like I said, we just talked about Mike Evans, still doing it, still balling.
Correct. Another one I want to talk about, Brandon Manning.
Mm-hmm.
2 Cincinnati Bengal wide receivers.
I know. Let's talk about them putting Christian Watson on the waiver wire over Javonte Williams and some others.
Why the fuck didn't you trade T. Higgins to Teddy for the 2 and keep Christian Watson?
Thank you. Or, hey, maybe just redraft Javonte Williams if you want him that bad. Because I had him. I traded him. Good luck. We're talking about shelf life of a running back. I haven't even seen him run yet.
Talk about shelf life of a running back. Let's put Christian Watson out there and let's keep Ramondre Stevenson.
That again, I didn't understand any of this. I was talking to them because I was actually going to do. I forgot to tell you that. I think I did tell you the 2 quarterback auction that I was going to be.
Yes.
In. Yeah, that draft was last night. 12-man, 2 quarterback auction. It took forever. I think Brandon texted me at 11:30. It was over. Started at 8.
Wow. So glad that I didn't get involved in that.
So I checked in early because I was obviously I was a co-owner, so I could see the draft actually going on. It was insane. The prices of these quarterbacks, $200 fab budget, and
Patrick Mahomes for 100.
Yeah, you're spending 50, 60 off just one quarterback, and then you still got to field the team. It was absurd.
I'll let you guys waste all your budget. I'll just take $200 and spend $8 on Kirk Cousins and $12 on fucking Jared Goff and fucking hope the North rises.
Somebody actually went $8 or $12 on Kirk Cousins. I was like, yes, that's the
Sign me
value
up.
town, baby.
Sign me up,
Value
baby.
town.
The Brees
But yeah, that was
Hall,
my dilemma with them. Yeah,
the Brees Hall, like I get it, the ACL, but Dalvin Cook is there now.
I know.
So there's just some questions there. I would have tried to have get some assets back, especially from somebody that has the following keepers: Mike Williams,
Yeah.
Cortland Sutton.
Wait! Don't forget, he just traded for Mike Williams, so don't just throw him in there
Sorry.
like he had him. Okay,
Sorry,
thank you. 14th
traded for Mike
pick.
Williams, 14th round selection, which is what's that equivalent to? The 7th round, 6th round.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So Mike Williams, Cortland Sutton, Hollywood Brown, Terry McLaurin, stacked of mediocrity.
Yeah, I think he's got to go running back. Let's just put that out there, or at least draft a number 1 wide receiver finally.
Brian Robinson, Khalil Herbert, Deshaun Watson. I think he gave away who he's picking.
Yeah,
because he says Sutton Gibbs this year. I think he's taking Jahmyr Gibbs.
Pretty cool team name, by the way.
I don't hate it. I actually don't hate it. That might be the best thing Teddy's done in the last couple of years. He's come up with a cool good name. I don't lie to you. I love you, Teddy, but that might be the best thing you've done in a little while.
Yeah. For that team, at least.
Oh boy, Jesus. Literally looking at this roster right now, Gibbs would obviously take the roster spot of Khalil Herbert. But this is a draft where Teddy has to come out of this thing hitting a home run. It's why I was contemplating, after seeing what Brandon Manning's keepers were, of why didn't you take the 2, trade for a late round keeper in T. Higgins and maybe Ramondre Stevenson, and let them take Jahmyr Gibbs, let them redraft Christian Watson, let them do whatever. There were pieces here that would have made Teddy more competitive tomorrow, and he still would have been able to get younger and be more competitive moving forward. Right.
If they would have thrown in some back end draft capital, maybe they, like you said, they give him Stevenson and a third or something, just to make it work for Teddy to get young too.
Correct.
Teddy needs draft capital. That's all he needs.
Correct. But the only way he's getting draft capital is by going out and moving,
giving up the number 2.
Yeah. Yep. And that's the thing. He's got to move it, and he's got to move it where it makes sense, or he has to go in and he has to hit the home run. But the home run is not Christian Watson for his roster. The home run has to be that Jahmyr Gibbs becomes the number 1 running back in Detroit, because if he doesn't, we're in the same spot.
We should also explain too that this year is first for us too in this draft, where it goes 1 to 10 back to 1 to 10. So that that gives Teddy. Can you imagine if he would have got 3 picks in the top 30 and having a shot with a running back or a quarterback that may or may not pan out, but at least you got 3 young guys. Next year you could field 7.
Correct. And you can field 7 competitive players real quickly.
Correct. And like you said, you just move the needle with your 3.
Correct. Patrick Mahomes, Justin Jefferson, Jalen Waddle, Saquon Barkley, Alvin Kamara, Brendan Ayuk, and Kyle Pitts.
You know how many times I've looked at that team? I'm like, that's the best team. That's the best team. And sometimes, but how long can you say with Kamara? How long can you say with some, Barkley?
I mean, to be brutally honest with you, the fact that he kept Kyle Pitts is a fucking joke.
I mean, that was what, his number 2 pick a couple of years ago.
Okay, but but I'm saying I keep Brendan Cooks as a number 2 wide receiver over Kyle Pitts.
I mean, so he's not ready to give up on him.
I keep Kareem Hunt over Kyle Pitts.
He's not ready to give up on him.
Buddy, it's not about giving up on him. It's the fact that fucking Desmond Ritter's his quarterback.
I know we keep going over this, but it's not going to be that bad.
Dude, he's not good.
He ain't bad either.
Buddy, it's because it's the NFC South.
I think we might have to do a Desmond Ritter bet here.
Okay, hold on. Let's.
I'm pro Desmond.
All right, let's talk about Martin's team, and then we'll look up the Desmond Ritter
Okay.
the Desmond Ritter over under conundrum.
Perfect.
Martin is keeping Tyreek Hill, Josh Jacobs, George Kittle. I can only assume that that's Devontae Smith,
Yeah, I
Cam
traded him to
Akers,
him.
Christian Kirk, and Tua Tagovailoa. Um,
Not terrible.
not terrible, but I'm still not good on Tua in the Wu-Tang Clan hand signs that he throws up every once in a while.
I agree. I know you're feeling on it, but you know what? For a short-term rental to see what happens, you kick the tires on the kid one more time.
Sure, especially when his other options were AJ Dillon, Dak Prescott. Yeah, it's about it. Michael Thomas.
Yeah, but don't forget, I got
I
Kelsey off from
honestly,
last year, and he's got my number one this year, so he's going to
yep.
have 2 in the top 10. So
I,
I don't.
I
Who cares
probably,
who you keep at this point?
I probably,
Probably
honestly,
keep Dak.
I would have kept Dak over
Me
Tua
too. Me too.
personally. Just
If I
because,
wanted him, I'll draft him, and if not, I'll
yeah,
take next best available.
because
You know
I
what I
mean
mean?
at this point, I don't necessarily know that there's anyone that's gonna
When did he
go
draft
and
to? Was
get.
to a late round keeper or no? Is that his late round
I
keeper?
believe he will be the late round keeper. I think he
So
got
that's
him in like
probably
the
why.
13th or something.
Yeah, and
But I mean,
Dak was probably you know up there
Dak
pretty high.
wasn't. Dak wasn't. I don't think Dak was, but like 3 or 4 rounds ahead of him.
I don't know. I
Um,
think he's kept Dak for a while now.
Tua was in the 15th round. Dak would have been in the 9th round
Yeah, that's there's a decision made.
until he redrafts Dak like
Right,
1 round later.
or doesn't.
Yeah, you know what? Maybe I'll draft Dak Prescott just because.
Yeah, why
I
not?
mean, he puts up 50 fantasy points 1 week, and then all of a sudden everybody think, how about them Cowboys? And then he fucking throws 7 picks.
You know what always happens, and I do this every year, especially in Manning's league. He'll get hurt week whatever 4 or 5. He'll miss 3 4 games. He'll be put on the waiver wire, and I'll scoop him up and I'll stash him till the end. And then when they're playing a meaningless game in frickin' December, he puts up 30 for 45 and 4 touchdowns, and I move on.
Yep.
It didn't work for me last year, but
Yeah, random matchup on the road against Vegas. He puts up
yeah,
65, and you just roll to the
yeah.
semis. Like, thanks, guys.
I
Appreciate
mean,
that.
he always gets drafted and he always gets dropped. You can count on that for Dak Prescott. And it's probably going to happen this year too.
There are things in life that are certain: death, tax, and Dak Prescott gets dropped by somebody at some point in the fantasy football league.
Yes, yes. And I would gladly take him and stash him on my bench.
All right, let's look up Desmond Ritter. I want to look up
Projected
prop
stats,
bets.
or is that what we're going on? Or are you just going to look
Yeah,
up straight prop bets?
let's
What's
do
he for
projected.
MVP? Let's put a nickel on
Oh boy, God no,
Plus
couldn't pay,
2,000.
could not pay me enough.
We'll chop it 250
He's
each.
okay. He is the number 246 in his draft ranking.
That's high.
He has the 4th strength of schedule, which is easy. He is rostered currently on 6% of Yahoo leagues, 3% of ESPN leagues. Let's see. Projections. This is according to Fantasy Pros. His season projections. He is projected to go 269 of 437 for 2,910 yards, 16 and a half touchdowns, 10 and a half picks, 2 rushing touchdowns, 3 fumbles for a fantasy point total of 192.
So he's not throwing for over 3,000.
Nope.
16 and a half touchdowns plus 2 rushing, so 18 and a half total.
16 and a half and
16.
1.4. So it's 17.9. So basically 18 touchdowns, 18 total touches, 10 picks. His week 1 projection is 17 of 28 for 199 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, and 0.01 rushing touchdowns. So looking for him to be kind of hot garbage week 1.
Who are they playing?
Let me look real quick. I'm trying to see matchup. So I look it up on my phone. Atlanta Falcons.
I'll take over 3,000 and over 16 touchdowns. I'll do both those. Count me in.
They play Carolina at home.
Ooh. I mean, we even talked about this dog shit of a division too. So
this is their schedule.
Zero defenses like played in any of these games.
Okay, so this is their schedule: Carolina, Green Bay, at Detroit, Jacksonville in London, Houston, Washington, at Tampa Bay, at Tennessee, Minnesota, at Arizona, the bye week, New Orleans at the Jets, Tampa Bay, Carolina on the road, versus Indianapolis, at Chicago, and at New Orleans to end the season.
I can see 7 wins in there. Just in that division, like we talked about, 7 and 10.
I think New Orleans wins this division. I think New Orleans has the best defense in this division. I like Derek Carr more than anybody else, and I think Chris Olave is the best wide receiver in this division.
Yeah, I concur.
I mean, you can make the argument.
Okay, so
if you want to go Olave versus
Chris
Godwin.
Yeah, but I still think Olave is better.
Let's see. New Orleans' schedule. Let me look at them because I don't know what their out of conference is. They go Tennessee, Carolina, Green Bay with the latter two on the road versus Tampa, at New England, at Houston, Jacksonville on a Thursday night, at Indy, Chicago, at Minnesota, at Atlanta, Detroit at home, Carolina at home, the Giants at home, Thursday night at the Rams, at Tampa Bay, and then home against Atlanta. So,
wow.
See, that
Atlanta game might be for the division.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I could have them at easily 9 wins.
That's why I said 9 wins. But that Atlanta game might be for the division at the end of the year.
God. Well, if it is, good thing is it's in New Orleans.
Oh yeah, let's go.
We might flex that into the meaningless Sunday night game that nobody gives a fuck about for the division.
Well, like I said, I'm all over the overs in Desmond. If you want to do a little gentleman's dinner bet on it, I'll take the touchdowns and the 3,000 passing yards.
So you're taking over 3K passing yards, and what was the other one?
Over 16 passing.
Over 16 passing TDs. Okay.
Touchdown. Fair enough. We'll check back.
Good.
18 weeks later.
I wrote it down. I'll put it in the notes so we can come back and. Well, you know what? Good. We're gonna have a Desmond Ritter watch. We're just gonna fucking sit here and every week we're gonna fucking Desmond Ritter watch this shit. So
breaking news.
Yeah, we're gonna lead off every show. Ritter Watch 2023.
Reading off the stats.
Yeah. Desmond Ritter had a great game today. He went fucking 17 and 25 for 200 yards. 35. Threw 2 touchdowns. Also threw 3 interceptions. 2 of them got returned for touchdowns. Those unfortunately don't count.
1 fumble, -7 yards rushing.
Oh shit. All right, wait. So all right, let's have some fun here. Let me try to share my screen real quick.
Are we mocking it up?
We be mocking.
We be mocking.
So let me. Let's see. We're gonna share my entire screen, or am I just sharing? Right. Nope. There it is. Share. Nope. Why did this not work? Share? All right, I'm trying to do this on the fly, so it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's okay.
So, stay with me.
Got you.
Nope, don't want to do that. Why am I doing that for?
What are we doing?
Let's do this. Nope, that don't work. I'm gonna have to actually share the whole physical fucking screen. This is dumb.
You gonna turn the computer around?
Yeah, hold on. Entire screen. Share. Yeah, share it. Oh, you motherfucker. No, I don't want to leave the site. All right, for some reason,
can't do it.
No, I don't know why.
Will you not be mocking?
We can actually still mock.
We can discuss it. Yeah,
sure.
You pull it up and we'll talk about what picks.
Yeah, let me see if I can. I want to see if I. Oh, I wonder if I can. There we go.
Look at you.
I have to be on Chrome. I can't share my Safari screen. So let me close Safari.
Oh, because of the format that this is on, right?
Correct.
Yeah, makes sense.
All right.
Cincinnati Bengal.
Mock draft now, baby.
Let's go.
Let's see. Don't want to do so let's do a head-to-head PPR mock. No, that's 16 teams. We are not doing that.
No, we are not doing that.
Pass. Expert 10. Oh, that's a mock salary cap. Ain't got any of that in my life.
Nope.
I feel you know what? We should do that next season.
Mock salary cap?
Salary cap one.
Well, what's that format?
It'd be a lot of fun. 10
so you're
teams.
sort of like a GM at that point.
Exactly. That's kind of why I'm like, I think that'd be cool as shit.
It's like Madden mode shit.
All right, so we're gonna join this league.
2 minutes. Let's go.
We have the number 1 overall pick, or do we want to pick somewhere else?
No. I mean,
I'm gonna move to the 8. I want the 8 pick.
All right. That's actually the pick I have in Manning's draft.
Cool. So
that'd be kind of cool. I'll tell you what I would do, and
yeah, we can kind of counterbalance based off of what's there.
Yeah. Live through me vicariously, because this thing ain't gonna fucking match up whatever we're doing. You know that whatever you mock, you will never replicate that live draft. Period.
No, because there's actual talk of friend of the show and friend of our going Tyreek Hill at number 1.
Yeah, super Dolphin fan there. Yeah, Dolphin Jacob. Yep, he hit him with the B sign. He gone.
Hit him with the B sign.
Number 1 overall.
Yeah. At the 1-1, I'd like to.
What'd you call him? 2K? What was it? 2K cheater or something?
Running joke because I said, man, I don't know if Tua is going to make it throughout the year. And someone goes, yeah, but the backup is Skylar Thompson. And I was like, oh, you mean SK2K?
SK2K, that was it. Cheater getting SK2K on him. That was funny, by the way.
Oh, God, it was so good. Oh, man, it was so good.
Yeah. I was talking to Brandon last night about this. I said, I might shock the world and take Garrett Wilson here at 8. He looked at me like, it ain't that bad. I told you that too.
I told you where I stood on it. I don't hate the pick. I think the pick's actually a really good pick there because, like you said, there's a less than 1% chance you get him on the way back. So this is one of those where,
and not only that, if it's somebody you want, you get him. That's it. If you have a feeling, and like you said, if he's not going to be able to come back, I think my philosophy was, I want Tony Pollard, but I don't want to take him first and then have to worry about A.J. Brown, C.D. Lamb, Garrett Wilson being there. Like, I know one of them is going to be there, but I'd rather get the one I want and then worry about if it's going to be Pollard or I go 2 wide receiver.
All right.
Because if it's 2 wide receiver, I might do A.J. Brown. I might do C.D. I might even do, who knows? I mean, there's so many receivers that I think on that comeback that are still great receivers.
Ooh, let's enter the draft.
We be mocking. Let's go. Dun, 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 dun. Did you hear it?
Dun. All right.
So do we think this is going to go standard? Do we think it's going to go? Jamar
I definitely think it goes.
Justin Jefferson 1.
I definitely think it goes. 2. Yeah, I definitely think 1-2. It's Jettas and Jamar Chase.
Yeah, I think we both agree on that.
If you look at,
but like I said, on Sunday, be prepared to see Tyreek Hill's name.
That's the second draft, right?
Yeah, because yours is first.
Then we're doing the Dynasty
after.
It's
the last draft. Excuse me. No, we're doing the Dynasty in between because it's going to be shorter round.
Buddy, at this point, if Tyreek goes 1, I might stand on a table and start spinning my shirt over my head like a helicopter. I just plan on drinking that much.
I would not be if I was you, I would not be standing on any furniture.
I'm bringing my own chair. I'm bringing my own chair this year.
Well, you better bring a table too, then.
Might as well.
Yeah, welded properly. Like
Bill's Mafia, dog. We breaking everything.
Chopping fucking from the bus.
Just he. All right, so 5 seconds left. The team with the first pick is on auto pick because I don't know why people will join mock draft to do this.
There it is.
That was easy, boys. Justin Jefferson, number 1.
Yeah.
He gone.
Yeah. I mean, best available. What are we doing?
Oh, Austin Eckler at the 2.
That's interesting.
Derrick
See,
Henry at 3.
I mean, Dad, see, what the hell? What are we doing?
Thank you for
Jamar
winning the
Chase, 4.
draft.
Okay.
Jamar Chase at the 4.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for being
Appreciate
a friend.
that. Cooper Kupp, 5. Wow. Okay.
The 6th pick is on the board. That is Christian McCaffrey. He is gone.
Yeah. I would think, besides Cooper Kupp being this is the way it would go, but
what
just
the
in any
hell
particular order.
I thought somebody else went. I was like, what the hell just happened?
Would you agree, except for Cooper Kupp, any order? I mean, with
Yeah.
Justin Jefferson being one?
Yeah.
Except for Derrick Henry, I think that's
a super reach.
way too high for him. Yeah.
Tyreek Hill off the board. So here we are at 7.
This is the dilemma. Do you do, Kelsey here, which I wouldn't do. Nick Chubb is a name you like.
Don't hate Bijan Robinson.
I don't hate it. I think if I'm doing anything, maybe I take Chubb.
All right, we're taking Nick Chubb.
I don't think I've ever owned a piece of Chubb, and every year, and I told you this, and I'm like, wow, that guy's pretty good. I mean, he's just a consistent.
Travis Kelce went 9, so now back-to-back picks here for the 10. If I had to guess, it's probably Devontae Adams and maybe Stephon Diggs. Maybe he goes wide receiver here.
Or maybe he goes running back. Maybe he goes
Bijan and Saquon.
I wouldn't do it, but,
No, pass.
Yeah, hard pass.
I don't know how to tell you this, but pass. Devontae Adams at 10.
Yeah. See, now this is where I would probably come back and take Garrett Wilson just because that's who I want.
Correct.
Out of everybody there, I know you might go Josh Jacobs, but I think we got Chubb. I think we got to get another number 1 wide receiver. Just 1-1. Come see me.
See me in the
playoffs. And over Stephon.
Yes.
I don't mind it. You know what I mean? Because we're never going to get any of these other guys coming back.
Stephon Diggs, Bijan Robinson, both just off the board. This is the Garrett Wilson experience for us here.
Yep. And those are good picks by him.
For sure.
I think Stephon and Bijan is probably solid right there.
He went. The guy at 10 went Devontae and Stephon.
Oh yeah, that too.
Kelsey.
And then Bijan went. Yeah.
Kelsey, Bijan. We have Chubb and Garrett Wilson, Tyreek Hill, and Saquon Barkley. For the person that picked. No, actually, I don't hate that. Josh Jacobs now off the board here.
Josh Jacobs now off the board. Yep.
Charles Dickinson Lamb.
Yep.
I'm guessing that this is probably going to be. Yep, there's Tony Pollard. Wow. He's gone.
Yeah.
He didn't have I think he took
AJ Brown gone.
The guy that auto picks is going to get either Amon-Ra St. Brown, Joe Mixon, DK Metcalf, just based off of the auto pick. Mixon off the board, so here's Amon-Ra and DK are off.
And so this is when it falls off, I think, wide receiver wise here. Like no more number 1s, and now you're getting into the number 2s with the Debo and stuff like that.
And there goes Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah. ETN. That's kind of early on him.
Josh Allen. Yeah, here comes the run to quarterbacks for no reason.
Jalen Hurts. Yeah.
Yeah, who's going to take Joe Burrow here? Looking at it, the guys that are available, I don't hate Chris Olave. I don't hate T. Higgins.
Nope.
Don't really love Najee Harris.
I don't either, and we talked about it.
Not a big Najee guy.
Yeah.
Oh, why's my fucking thing being stupid? Jalen Waddle off the board. Aaron Jones is still here.
Yep. I like that pick. The Gibbs pick too, if we're taking a flyer.
Damian Pierce, Kenneth Walker, Calvin Ridley, Devontae Smith, all still available.
Yeah. I think that's kind of high for Debo too. It's somebody I wouldn't want to have.
No. Jalen Hurts off the board.
Yeah.
So it looks like we're going to have our choices between T. Higgins, Chris Olave, Jahmyr Gibbs, Aaron Jones.
Yep.
Devontae is off the board. So it's Debo, it's T, it's Olave, it's Jahmyr Gibbs, Aaron Jones.
To me, I think we're both in agreement on Olave on this one.
Yeah, that's definitely.
I think that makes us. I mean, right now we got 2 number 1s and a number 1 running back. I'm happy
for sure. Debo Samuel off the board right after that.
Yep. I didn't want that headache. You didn't want that headache.
No, pass. No, I'm good.
Yep,
especially with Brock Purdy at quarterback. Muck. Also 0.0% chance we get T. Higgins because of the auto draft.
Yep.
Lamar Jackson is off the board. Oh wow.
Yep.
Okay. Mark
goes
Andrews.
Higgins.
There goes T. Higgins.
I mean,
This is
out
where
of this, it's, yep.
I think it's either Kenneth Walker or Aaron Jones.
See, not me. I would go Gibbs or Ridley here.
I don't hate Ridley. Let's go Ridley. Let's go Ridley here. I don't hate Ridley. The reason why I said Jones or Walker was because Dameon Pierce coming off the injury. Gibbs is going to split time at least to start with David Montgomery until he wins the position outright. But I get it. Long term, I don't hate the pick of.
I think we could get
Gibbs.
more value at running back later, just because, you know what I mean. I'm not in love with any of those guys, to tell you the truth. I'd rather draft their backups late and see if I home run on that. You know what I mean? I'd rather have 3 number 1 wide receivers, which we do right now.
Yes,
Nick Chubb's our horse, and we're good. Come see me.
Yeah, exactly. After our pick was Najee Harris, Jahmyr Gibbs, Aaron Jones.
Yep.
All right, so let's see. Looking at it,
this is obviously, we don't have to go quarterback now because we're not getting top 4.
But if you get that guy,
disparity.
I think if you get that guy,
I know you're in love with him. Yeah, I just don't think we'll get him. But if we can, I take him. I mean,
if he falls you in the 5th round, I'm all in.
Yeah, I mean, I like balance. You know me. I'd rather have a fucking stacked lineup than too many of everything. Like, we got wide receiver. Let's stay away from that for a little. Best available.
Yes, now it's time to start the running back, quarterback, tight end.
Right.
Let's get a little bit balanced, because the next receiver you take probably isn't cracking.
There goes your boy.
There he goes.
The
next receiver you take probably isn't going to crack your everyday lineup. When you're starting 2 receivers in a flex spot. You've got your 3 number 1s, so now it's time to go get a couple of other guys that make sense. I don't hate Breece Hall in the 5th round. I don't hate Ramondre Stevenson, even though he is splitting time. But if I'm drafting
Amari Cooper, ew,
God, that team's gonna be so hurt. There goes Alexander Madison. He was another name that I didn't hate here.
Yeah.
Let's go back up.
Mike Williams.
Woo.
Yeah, go up.
It's got Tourette's.
Too high.
It's got Tourette's. Obviously, I'm not taking Alvin Kamara as far as I could throw him.
Nope. I mean, I wouldn't be mad at White. I wouldn't be mad at Breece Hall.
Mike Evans off the board. Yeah, I think here the pick is either Hall or White. I don't necessarily think, because Stevenson is inevitably going to give carries to Ezekiel Elliott at some point.
Yeah.
I just don't know when. Breece Hall, yes, he's going to have games where Dalvin's going to vulture him. It's which vulture is worse. Justin Herbert.
There goes Herbert too. That's who I was going to suggest too. But at this point, if we don't get him, forget about it.
You know what? I think I like White more here, because I think he's
I like the upside of him too.
I think he's locked in as the number 1 running back.
Yep. Me too. And that's our second, right now we have start lineup, and with White as our second. I'm okay with it.
I mean, if you see that's a quarterback that if we can somehow get him in the next round.
Yeah. Like I would say, Justin Fields or Trevor Lawrence at this point. Then if not, then I'm not worried.
And I'm at the point. I'm at the point looking at it that if I don't get Fields right now, I'm cool with not drafting a quarterback for the next couple rounds and bolstering everything else up, because you got your Kirk Cousins, you got your Jared Goffs, you got your guys out there that are going to put up 281 points, as you can see with the projection. If I can get 281 and bolster up my running backs, I'm good.
Agreed. And like I said, if we're not getting a top 5-6 guy, tight end, Hawkins is still out there, but
Alvin Kamara, Breece Hall, both off the board. So our pick here, I like the Justin Fields pick here.
I do too. I'd rather have that. I like, obviously, we talked about Sunshine, but I think this is the play.
Yeah. So we're going to take Justin Fields here.
Yep.
That gets us. If you go, let me scroll over here so you guys can see the actual lineup. So through, I guess this is 7 rounds. We've made our 7th round selection. It's Justin Fields, it's Nick Chubb, it's Rashad White, Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave, Calvin Ridley. The only starting spots we have open, tight end, kicker, defense,
Tight
and then the however many bench spots they have here.
Bench spots, yeah.
So let's do
the comeback and just
Yeah.
see what we got. You know, I mean, we don't have to go tight end. Obviously, we could just say whatever tight end best available.
Yeah,
we like late round or something.
Because looking at the tight end position, Darren Waller just went. As I flipped over the screen, there goes Kittle.
There goes Kittle. So your run of them is going to be going now too.
Yeah, and at this point, if I'm
we're
not
getting a top 5 guy.
Nope. So
go there, you know, like that's a guy we both like. Maybe we take a swing on him here if he's available.
He ain't there.
Yeah, he gone.
Just went.
So that rules that out.
Yep, James Cook just went.
I like that pick.
I did
a little
too.
bit earlier than you said, huh?
Yeah. Evan Ingram now off the board.
Too, so, yeah.
I mean, I think this is the Chris Godwin, Deontay Johnson, Scary Terry range.
Brandon Ayuk, Drake London, you know, but you take best available here because you're not reaching on a tight end, you're not reaching on a running back here that you're like, this guy's going to crack a lineup. So
no, but we did do something pretty dumb.
What?
Both of our running backs have a week 5 bye week.
Oh, well, I mean, this is mock. That's why we mock, baby.
We be mocking.
We're on the clock. So what are we thinking here?
Who just went? Deontay Johnson just went. I'm good with either Chris Godwin, Terry McLaurin, or Brandon Ayuk.
And I'm okay with, I would do London or McLaurin. So, you know, for me,
Scary Terry.
Scary Terry. Can't go wrong. I know you're high on Dotson too. So
I love me some Jahan Dotson.
Yep. I say we make this next one and then just cap it and then
we'll go back to us.
Tight end option.
Yeah, we'll just go back to us full screen after this pick.
Yep.
I think I'm gonna go over to the running back position because now this is a spot where we kind of have to go after one. Because we've kind of bottled ourselves into a log jam here.
Maybe check the bye week on the next one.
Yeah, maybe we do that. I like David Montgomery here more than I do Javonte Williams, and I think maybe it's because of the health situation.
For me, this is where I might take a flyer on JK just to see, you know. He hasn't really been healthy, not much tread on it. Or Javonte, either one too, you know.
We'll take JK Dobbins. Looking at it, the tight end position best available right now, Pat Freiermuth. I don't hate any of the top 4 that are here. I don't hate Freiermuth.
We talked about Schultz.
I like Njoku. We talked about Schultz before. Cole Kmet will be another valve for our good friend, Mr.
I don't hate that one. I mean, that's me at the 8. I'm okay with all that.
Yeah,
I'm not a huge Justin Fields guy, but I think the upside's there.
Correct.
You know, especially if I'm, you know, I know we like to talk gambling, like MVP maybe. You know, I'm sure the numbers got to be pretty high on him.
Hold on, let's go look real quick.
He could be the next Jalen Hurts, man. If the guy could figure out how to throw.
Facts. Let's see. Let me go to this right now on our site. The regular season MVP winner. The line for Senior Fields is plus 2,000.
No, I nailed it. Huh?
Let's have fun with this. We're gonna rip this off real quick. Mahomes is plus 600. Tiger King's plus 750. Josh Allen plus 850. Herbert at plus 1,200. Hurts at plus 1,100. Tua Tagovailoa at plus 2,200. Dak Prescott plus 2,200. Brock Purdy plus 5,000. Trey Lance plus 5,000.
Oh, what team? The Cowboys? Jesus.
Okay. Matt Stafford plus 6,000. Mac Jones plus 6,500. Sam Darnold plus 15,000. How are 3 fucking 49ers on this goddamn list? What the fuck is going on?
Somebody's got to win it, right?
Desmond Ritter plus 15,000. Davis Mills plus 20,000. This is so bad. Baker Mayfield plus 8,000.
Plus 8,000. I say we put a nickel on Ritter and just let it ride. Plus 15,000. What are we doing?
It's so bad. It's so bad. Fucking hell. Oh, it's so bad. All right. Well,
turn that into what? $600? Right? $5.
It's so bad.
It's a good return on investment.
I mean, it's nice. It's a great return on investment. How fucked up is fucked up. Oh shit. All right. Well, we're not going to leave you guys on the show anymore. We're at an hour. You've listened to the two of us talk a lot. Programming note: next week's show may be preempted. It is Craig's birthday. I have some work stuff that I have to get taken care of. Same with Ryan. So we may not have a show next week, or it may not be out on Wednesday morning. Keep an ear out. Maybe me and Ryan can do something, a quick show Thursday afternoon where we can talk about some daily fantasy stuff.
And recap our drafts too, because we also have our draft Sunday. So maybe
Correct.
we just do like a little quick recap or something.
Yeah,
and,
maybe we can do a quick plug and play while we're sitting around on.
Hopefully, talk about you not breaking any furniture.
Yeah, that'd be great.
That'd be great.
It was great, Bob. Other than that, guys, you can follow the show if you haven't already. Like, subscribe, Huddle Up Incorporated. All the fun stuff's there. New episode of Huddle Up. Yep, new episode of Huddle Up is dropped today, which is Tuesday. They recorded it. That's why we recorded a little bit later than we normally do, and why we will moving forward for the rest of the season. You can follow all of that stuff on social media. Go to Big Jim's, any of his social media at Big Jim Sports. Link tree there to the TeePublic store where you can buy merchandise for any of the Huddle Up Incorporated shows. Other than that, guys, for Ryan, I'm Mike. We'll see you guys next week. Hopefully. If not, we will be back to recap week 1 of the fantasy football season right here on the FKC Fantasy Hour. Good night.
Happy drafting.